Today we're going to be taking a look at this Comica CVM-WM100 Plus wireless microphone system. Before we go over all the features of this microphone system, I first want to tell you that on this channel we do tech reviews. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you get notified the next time we upload a new video. This kit is a dual lavalier wireless microphone system. It's compatible with all major DSLR cameras. It's also compatible with smartphones. It offers 48 channels to transmit on. It has an operating range of 328 feet. It offers real-time monitoring. Both the transmitters and the receiver can be operated on 2 AA batteries or a battery pack via USB. With a fully charged AA battery pack, you can get about 6 hours of operating time. This system offers a low-cut filter, and this system supports 3.5mm and XLR connections. Now that we've gone over all the features, let's go ahead and unbox, set up, and test this wireless microphone system. We get a thank you card from the manufacturer. So it looks like we get some accessories. We get an XLR to 1/8 cable, a 1/8 to 1/8 audio cable, micro USB to USB-A cable. We get a wind muff. Here's the lav mic. It also has a windscreen already pre-installed with the clip here and the connection here. We get a second lav mic, same setup there. Looks like we get some brackets. And we get a second wind muff. And that is it for the accessories. So it looks like in the bag we get the instruction manual. We get a hot shoe mount. Here's one of the transmitters. Here's the second transmitter. And here is the receiver. And you can tell because the receiver will have 2 antennas, one for each of the transmitters. And that is it for the contents of this kit. Each receiver has 2 connections. One is a mic input and the other is a line input. Has the antenna here, and it also has a 1/4" mount at the bottom here, and it uses AA batteries. In the front of the transmitter we have the power button here and 2 indicator lights, and looks like a set button here and a plus and minus button here to be able to change the settings on the transmitter. On the front of the receiver we have the power button here, 2 indicator lights here, A IR RF and B IR RF, a set button here, a minus and plus button here to change the settings on the receiver. Up on top we have a headphone jack and an output jack, and the IR receiver lens here. And again, just like the transmitter, we have the 1/4" mount here, and the receiver also uses let's see here, AA batteries, as we can tell here. So 2 AA batteries. So in total, you're gonna need 6 AA batteries. We're gonna do a quick overview of the setup and operation of this microphone system. As we already mentioned, the unit that has 2 antennas is the receiver, and the units that have 1 antenna are the transmitters. So the microphones go connected to the transmitters, and then your receiver here will go into your recording source, whether it's going to be directly to your camera or it's going to go into a recording interface. You also get the headphone jack, so you can monitor with headphones what's coming in from the transmitters. Now the microphones, the lav mics, have this locking mechanism. So the way that works is once you plug this in to the microphone input on the transmitter, what you're going to want to do is turn the locking mechanism until it's nice and tight. Now the microphone will not unplug accidentally, which comes in very handy when you're out in the field using this microphone system. In addition to the lav mic, you can also connect a line input with this jack here. So you can also plug in sources that are outputting line inputs that are not microphones into the transmitter there. And let's see here, you also get the belt clips so that you can attach either the transmitter or the receiver onto your belt. And the way that works is you use the belt clips. There's these little holes on the side of the transmitter and the receiver, and all you got to do is just line up the belt clip into those holes. Just got to be a little careful there. All you got to do is just, it's a little difficult to get that in there. So once that's in there on one end, then you go to the other end, do the same, and there we go there. Now the belt clip is secure onto the transmitter there. Some of the other accessories you get is the wind muff here, and the wind muff has this little cord that secures the wind muff onto the lav mic. So you got to make sure you loosen this up, and once it's loose, then you got to open up the wind muff so that the microphone can go in there easily. So all you got to do is take one of your lav mics and place it right into the wind muff, and using the little cord here, you just pull it and secure it over the mic, and that is it there. Now you have the wind muff installed on a lav mic. Now the other accessory you get is a stereo to XLR connection here, and that you're going to use with the receiver here, so you can get that, plug that right into the output, and now you can plug in the receiver into a mix board that uses XLR input. You also get a 1/8 connection here, so again on the receiver you can plug this into the output and plug this into either your camera or any other recording interface that uses the 1/8 stereo connection. One of the other accessories you get is the hot shoe mount, and this hot shoe mount installs onto either the receiver or the transmitters, but more than likely you're going to use it on the receiver. All you got to do is just fasten this onto the receiver as such. And once you got that on there, now you have the hot shoe connection, and you can mount this onto your camera or any other type of bracket that will take a hot shoe connection. And again, the transmitters also have the 1/4" connection, so you can do that. You can use a hot shoe mount with the transmitters as well. One of the other options that you get with all three units, whether it's the two transmitters or the receiver, is this micro USB connection, and that's where the micro USB to USB-A cable comes into play. So all of these units use AA batteries. Each one uses 2 AA batteries, but what you can do instead to get more power or more life out of these units, you can plug it into a battery source. So to demonstrate, I'm going to plug this cable into my battery here, and this transmitter does not have any batteries. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is plug in the micro USB cord onto the side. Now that it's plugged in, I'm going to hold down the power button, and you can see that the unit turns on. So now it's being powered by this battery pack. So that's going to give you a lot of options if you're going to be out in the field and you're going to be recording long sessions. You can attach a battery pack to get more longer hours out of these units. Now, as far as the operation of all of these units, all we need to do is turn these on. And what you're going to notice is as soon as the receiver turns on, you can tell that the LED indicator lights are now solid green. That means that the receiver established a connection to the transmitters. The transmitters also show that the LED indicator lights are also solid green. That means that the connection has been made and these units are ready to go. We just powered down the transmitters and the receiver. Now, if I were to power on only the receiver, what you're going to notice is that the LED lights are going to blink. And that is letting you know that there is no connection currently coming into the receiver. What you'll notice is as soon as I turn one of these transmitters on, it's going to establish a connection. So this is transmitter A, and you can see that this indicator is now solid green. That means that these two units are now synced up and ready to go. Now, transmitter B, I'm going to turn on now. And you can tell that it's powering on, and you'll notice that the indicator light is now solid green as well. So both of the transmitter units are now synced up with the receiver unit. Next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect one of these lav mics and switch our audio over to this microphone system to see what it sounds like. Okay, we have now switched over to this microphone system. We're using this transmitter. As you can tell that the lav mic is connected to this transmitter, and the line output is going directly into our camera that we're recording this review with. And I think the audio is coming through very clear. As a matter of fact, I think it may sound a little better than the lav mic that we're using directly connected to the camera. So both of these units are working as expected. We can see on the display here that it's showing that we have full signal, which is what we would expect because the units are right next to each other. Also on the display, I'd like to note here that what we get is, it's a little difficult to see here on camera, but let's see here, we get a battery indicator to show that we have a full battery right now. The wireless connection shows that there's an H there. I'm assuming that means that there is a good connection there. Also, as I am speaking, I see that there's an audio level here, a real-time audio level here. So it shows you if you're going to be clipping. So that's important to know when you're using this unit, to know that the source is not clipping. So whether you have a lav mic connected or a line input coming in, you're going to be able to easily see if you're clipping at the source level here. What you also get is the channel that we're transmitting on and the frequency that we're transmitting on. Right now we're in group B, so this is transmitter B. So on the receiver end, that would be the this indicator light here. That is it for the display on the transmitter unit. So there's a lot of useful information here. There's also a microphone icon here, which is telling us that the microphone input is the one that is being utilized. So a lot of useful information there. Now on the receiver, we also get similar information. We have the battery level here. We have the antenna strength of both receiver or transmitter A and transmitter B, and it shows you which channel that you're receiving on, which is going to be channel 0, the default on both A and B. The other nice thing about the receiver is that you can see the audio level coming in from the transmitter. So not only are you getting the audio level information on the transmitter, you're also seeing the same exact information on the receiver, which is very helpful. So you're going to see the incoming audio signal level in real time for both transmitter B and transmitter A. Now, one thing I would like to note is that the battery level is indicated on the receiver. You can see that transmitter B, you can see the battery status here, but on transmitter A, you can tell that there is no indication for the battery. The reason for that is because transmitter A is connected to a battery pack, so it's not able to read the power level of the battery pack, which is why on this display it's not showing it. But very useful information on the front of this display of the receiver. At the moment I'm monitoring through headphones and the audio sounds very clear, very clean. But we'll check again once we get into post-processing of this review video. While we're shooting this review video, it got dark on us, so I'm going to use this light to try to indicate where I'm at. We're going to do a distance test, and right out to the street is a little past 300 feet, which is a little bit outside of the range of this system. But we're going to see if we can maintain connection all the way out to the street there. So I'm just going to use this light here so you can kind of see where I'm at. And I'm going to continue talking as I'm walking away from the camera here. And let's see, hopefully you can visually see where I'm at here. And we're at about halfway to the street here. We're going to continue to walk. We're at a considerable distance now. We're about 3/4 of the way. We're at about 300 feet at this point. But we're going to go ahead and walk all the way to the edge here, which is going to be right where the street is. And at this point here, we are outside of the operating range of this microphone system. I'm not sure if we maintain connection here. Hopefully we did. I don't want to distract these drivers too much here, but hopefully you can see where I'm at here. I'm at the street edge here. So I'm not sure if we're maintaining connection. We're going to go ahead and start walking back. So in case if we're not maintaining connection, we can regain connection to the microphone system. The transmitter shows that, let's see here, that we do have a connection here. So you should be able to hear me as I'm talking and walking back towards the camera. And we're about halfway distance to the camera at this point. Audio wise, you should be able to hear me clear. And we are well within the operating range, so you should be able to hear me at this point with no issue. And we're going to go ahead and review this video and see if we were able to maintain connection with the microphone system all the way out past the operating range of this system. Now that we've unboxed, set up, and tested out this microphone system, let's go over our final thoughts of this device. First, let's talk about the build of this device. Both the transmitter and the receiver are made out of plastic, but it's built very well even though it's made out of plastic. And being that it is made out of plastic adds to the fact that the transmitters are very lightweight. So being that you're going to be wearing this on you, you're not really going to notice that this is hooked onto your belt at all, because it's not adding very much weight when you're wearing this transmitter. So the fact that these transmitters and the receiver are made out of plastic adds to the comfort while wearing these transmitters during use. So overall, the build of this device, I think the manufacturer did a good job there. Now let's talk about the setup and operation of this device. As you were able to see in our demonstration, the setup, very easy, very straightforward. The operation, also very easy, very straightforward. This system does give you a lot of options in terms of the setup. You can change the frequency, the operating frequency range, so that if you're using the system and something is interfering within the frequency range that you're trying to operate on, you can easily switch over to a different frequency so that you can cut out whatever interference might be happening there. And then as well as you also have control over the channel. So you have up to 48 channels to pick from, so that if you're operating several of these units and you don't want them interfering with each other, let's say you have you know, 4 or 5 of these systems, you can put each system on a different channel so that they're not cross-talking with each other. So you got a lot of flexibility there. Also in the setup menu, some of the other options that you get, you are able to control the input level of either the microphone or the line input. You can control the input level of that so that you can make sure you're not clipping. And in addition to that, you can control the output level of either the transmitter or the receiver so that, again, you can make sure that you're not clipping. One of the things that I really like about the system is the fact that you can see the audio level visually on the display. So that helps a lot to be able to tell if you're clipping or not. Matter of fact, that's a very key feature to have so that you can make sure that you're always have clean audio coming out of the transmitter, coming into the receiver, and then from the receiver out of the receiver, everything is clean all the way down the signal path there. So having that display both on the transmitter and the receiver to be able to visually see that you're not clipping is a key feature of this wireless microphone system. Now on the receiver, you're going to be able to control pretty much the same things that we just talked about, in addition to the fact that you're going to be able to see the battery levels of the transmitter, provided that you're using the AA batteries to power the device. Now, if you are going to be powering these devices with the power pack, then you don't get the battery readout, which is understandable because it's not, the system's not going to be able to read how much or what the battery level is of your battery pack. But if you are using the AA batteries in this microphone system, you're going to be able to see the battery level not only on the transmitter, but also see the battery level of the receiver. In addition to on the receiver, you're going to be able to see the battery level of the transmitters. So the setup and operation, very easy. As a matter of fact, when we set up this system, I didn't have to make any changes to the default settings. So straight out of the box, this system worked. So overall, setup operation, I think, is very easy, very straightforward, and it's not difficult to understand. Even if you don't read the instructions, you can easily understand while navigating the menus on both either the transmitter or the receiver. Now let's talk about the sound quality of this wireless system. Currently, I am recording using the wireless system as we speak right now. The only part of this review video that was shot using my regular wired lavalier mic was the unboxing portion of the video. Everything else on this review video was captured using the wireless system. I can tell that the audio quality is coming in very clear and very clean, being that I plugged in my headphones straight into the receiver, and I was able to instantly hear that the audio signal coming in was clear, and the sound quality sounds very good. So I decided just to shoot the rest of this review video using the wireless microphone system. Overall, I think the sound quality of this wireless system is very good. Now let's talk about what this wireless microphone system is best suited for. I think this wireless system, with all the options that you get, all the accessories that you get, you're going to be able to do pretty much anything that you need to capture audio for. To quickly go over the options that you get, you're going to get the 2 lavalier mics, 2 transmitters, and with those you're going to be able to do any kind of video work that you need to capture audio for. So whether you're going to be doing interviews, or you're going to be doing YouTube videos, or you're going to be doing some vlogging, whether it's on a DSLR or your smartphone, this system is set up and has all the accessories that you need to be able to connect either to a DSLR or a smartphone. So you're going to be able to do any of that type of work using this system. In addition to that, one of the nice things about this wireless system is that it also has a line input. So what that's going to allow you to do is connect pretty much any device that has a line output. So maybe you have a mix board where you have several microphones coming in, and you need to output all of those mics to a transmitter such as this one. Well, what you can do is take a line output out of your mixer, go right into this transmitter, and now you can send that microphone mix over to wirelessly over to the receiver And the operating range, you got over 300 feet of operating range, so you can shoot that signal over across the room. Latency wise, there is hardly no latency, no noticeable latency. Of course, every system, anything that's wireless is going to have some form of latency, but the latency that this system has is very minimal. You can't even tell that there's any latency at all. So latency is very low on this. So so I think it's a major plus, the fact that you have a line input on the transmitter, and also the microphone input on the transmitter as well. I also like the fact that you have the option to connect a battery pack onto the transmitter and the receiver. That gives you a lot more options as well. And you also get an XLR connection out of the receiver, so that you can plug the receiver into a mix board, which is going to give you a little bit better audio quality coming out of the receiver. So overall, I think this system gives you so many options that this system is literally suited for any situation where you need to capture audio, whether it be a line input audio or a microphone such as the lavalier mic. You're going to be able to capture that using this system, and then it gives you the 328 foot operating range, which is going to give you quite a bit of flexibility there to be able to move around and still be able to capture clean audio with the system. Another use case scenario for this system is on-stage work. You could literally mic up whoever you need to on stage with the wireless lav mics, and then the receiver can be plugged into a mix board off stage, and you're not going to have any issues there, and you're going to have 6 hours of operating time, which is plenty of time there. So overall, you got a ton of different options here. I think the system is just it's just a great system to be able to have, because it gives you a lot of flexibility to use it in any which way that you need to be able to capture audio. And now for the million-dollar question: is the Comica CVM-WM100 Plus wireless microphone system worth your hard-earned money? As of the recording of this review video, this microphone system sells for $239 on Amazon. We'll have the links in the description below. Overall, I think you're getting quite a bit of value for this microphone system. At $239, it's priced much lower than some of the other brands that are out there. And as far as the options that you get with this system, I think it's extremely flexible. All the accessories that you get with this system, you're going to get a ton of different options to be able to adapt the system to whatever scenario that you need. In addition to that, you get the bag that comes with this microphone system, so that when you're done, you can safely put your accessories and the transmitter and receiver away and keep it protected. Where the transmitter and receiver go in, there's this foam insert here that's going to keep everything protected, so that the antennas don't get bent and break on you. So overall, I think with all the accessories, you also get the wind muffs, which are going to come in handy if you're going to be recording any audio outside when it's windy. You're going to get the belt clips, so that you can attach either the transmitters or the receiver onto your belt. You're going to get the audio connections that you need to be able to plug this wireless system either directly into your camera, which is what we're using right now, or using this XLR connection, you can plug it into a mix board. So overall, at $239, I think you're getting pretty much a complete kit to be able to capture audio, whether it's a line source or a mic source. You have everything that you need in this kit, and as you were able to see in our demonstration, it works straight out of the box. So overall, at $239, I think it's a great value for what you get out of this wireless microphone system. This is going to complete my review of the Comica CVM-WM100 Plus wireless lavalier microphone system. If you found some value in this video, I would appreciate it if you were to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, that way you get notified the next time we upload a new video. And on that note, I will see you on the next review.